Hello Virgo, welcome to your general reading for December 2017. I'm using the Golden Tarot by Cat Black, this beautiful formal tarot deck with gilded edges for the holidays. Woo! So we'll start with the shadow card, and this is the world. This is the hidden energies. This is the secret. This is achieving your goals. So it could mean that you have set some goals for yourself that you haven't told anybody else. You haven't told anybody about it. And it's goals that you're working towards, but nobody knows that you're working towards these goals. Or, this particular deck, right away I think of a teacher. If you're working towards a teacher's degree, or you're teaching others in some regard, in some way, but nobody knows about it. Nobody knows what you're doing. And it's a secret. How you're teaching people, if you're on YouTube, or if you have a blog, or if you practice some kind of a spiritual practice that a lot of people that you're close to don't really know that you do this, and it's teaching that to others. But this is the hidden energy. I'm curious to know what's under her. The Nine of Coins. So this would be financial success and achievement. Look, it even looks like the same person. This is financial success and achievement by doing this, whatever these goals are. So whatever those secret goals are that you're hiding from everybody, it's going to bring you some financial prosperity. Because that's the same woman on those two cards. So there you go. Whatever your secret is, whatever you're trying to do, you're going to become successful doing it, and you're going to make money on it. So this card here is the theme. This is being bored and discontent. So maybe you are bored and discontent with your current way of life, and that's why you've set some other goals for yourself. But nobody knows what you're doing. And I just want to point this out too, because this card represents how you feel inside. So the death is about transformation. It's death and rebirth. It's rebirth and renewal. So it's the death of the old you to allow for the new you to be reborn. But when I see these two cards together, it could indicate some kind of depression. And people get very depressed over the holidays, especially if you don't have anywhere to go for the holidays, or if you feel like you're lost or abandoned, or you feel abandoned by your family, or whatever, or you can't travel to get to them. The holiday season is the time when it really hits people hard. So, if that's you, pick up the phone and call 911. Just, don't allow yourself to suffer through this. Go seek ways of making yourself helpful, because Virgos love to be helpful. So if you're going to be alone on Christmas and you don't want to be alone, and you know that now already, then make arrangements to volunteer in some way, to be of service to others, because that's what Virgos do. They feel very alive and happy when they're in service to others. It's just your sign. It's the kind of person that you are. So volunteer. Find ways to volunteer on Christmas Day so that you're not alone if you feel sad. If you're going to feel sad over the holidays. Now, this could be bored. This could be boredom. This could be feeling discontent with your life. This could be missed opportunities. But I think it's more about you being discontent with your current way of living because of these hidden goals that you have. Trying to achieve these goals and make some change within your life, because this represents you and you're seeking. This is you as the seeker. This is you putting your old way of life behind you and moving on to a new way of life. And that's what the Death card is also about. It's about this transformation that you're going through, but nobody knows about it. You're quiet about it. And now this could also represent you traveling over the holidays. The Eight of Cups could just be about you traveling. It could be you seeking the truth. And I have to point out, the light of the moon is not as bright as the light of the sun. So you might feel like you're wandering in the dark. You're not sure where this is leading you. These goals that you have, you're not quite sure how to get there, or you're not quite sure where it's going to take you. And that would be reflected with this, being a traveler, by not being able to see clearly where it is you're going. You're not really quite sure where you're going. Now, it could just be traveling over the holiday season as well. And the conflict for this month is this Queen of Cups. The Cups is a water sign, which would be either Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And there could be a conflict with this person. She could be some kind of authority figure, whether it's a mother, a grandmother, an aunt, boss. But it's a conflict with this person, or it's the shadow side of this personality is to be overly emotional. If you're feeling overly emotional during the holiday season, and if it does have to do with depression or loneliness or boredom, and you feel it very, very strongly this month because of the holidays, and that's what this could be. If this is you feeling overly emotion or feeling like your emotions are blocked. And, the Cups energy is about somebody who's very nurturing and loving and giving, and which generally is a Virgo. A Virgo's a service to others. Virgos are the kind of people that live their lives in service to others. But she looks really angry. So that conflict is that inability to be giving this. Maybe you just don't feel like being kind this month. Maybe the holidays are stressing you out, and that's the conflict within you. Or if that's a conflict within, that could just be somebody else in your life who's very overly emotional, or who's devoid of emotions altogether. Somebody who's not loving you or nurturing you the way you would like them to. Whether that's a mother or a grandmother or your wife or some significant woman in your life, and they're not loving you the way you would like them to over the holiday season. And that's the conflict. Now, at the foundation of the reading is the Three of Coins, which is about learning new skills and practicing new skills. So if you have this goal that you've set and you're learning these new skills towards this new goal, that's reflected in this Three of Coins. Is you're taking action to learn new skills so that you can make some changes in your life and you can become reborn, have a renewed way of living. Now, I also see on this card, there's this person who's doing all the work. He's up on the ladder doing all the work. He's climbing that corporate ladder and he's doing all the work, while the rest of the team is kind of sitting around not doing anything. So if you find yourself in that situation, that's what this card is all about, is you're doing all the work and nobody's helping you. And that's pissing you off. That's you all pissed off because they're not helping you out and you're doing all the work. Then in your past is you being in this defensive stance and having to defend your actions. But it's also about courage. This is you having the courage to stand strong and fight your way through, fight your way to the top of the ladder. You're working your way up. And you're working your way into just having a better way of life. And this is you defending yourself, defending your actions, standing strong and not giving up. You are not giving up. And that's in your past. And then in your present energies is the Temperance card. It's about balance. It's finding that balance within yourself. It's moderation in all things. Now there's a saint in the sky that's blessing her, so I sometimes see this as if there's someone in your life who's passed on and they're sending you their blessings over the holiday season. And for whatever reason in this deck, she's pouring this water, which is, it shows up in all the decks, but the way she's kind of like staring over her shoulder in a sneaky way, it's like she's sneaking a drink. So you might be sneaking a drink or two this holiday season to get through everything. Now in your near future is this King of Swords, and it was interesting when I pulled this card because it's the first time I've seen it. I've had this deck of cards for a while, but this is the first time I've used them for my monthly readings, and And I don't know. Okay, so the King of Swords is this. He's all about, he's wise. He's very wise. He's all in the mind. He's wise. He's educated. He's truthful and honest. And he is the best at what he does. And he's educated. So if you're going back to school, if this is about school, here's this teacher or this professor, either you're the student or you are the teacher. This King of Swords would be somebody who's a professor. He's the master communicator. He's got the master's degree or the PhD. And he's the most knowledgeable person in his field. So if that's what you're secretly striving to do, then this is showing success in that. So here's this King of Swords. And he's the master communicator. If you're writing a book, you might get published, or your blog might become very successful, or your YouTube channel might become very successful, and this is you as the master communicator, the master writer, the master speaker, the most knowledgeable person in your field. And here's this butterfly. It's that transformation. I see a lot of cards about this transformation that you're undergoing, that you're seeking something new because you're bored and discontent with your current way of living, and you're finding success. Now, this could also be an air sign, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be a man who's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius coming into your life also. I see these people, the King of Swords especially, I see them as professors, lawyers, judges, politicians, writers, speakers, communicators, working in any of those fields, business analysis, or even just in business. These are people that use their minds for their work. They have college degrees, and this could be a new boss, a manager, supervisor, whether that's you working yourself into that position, or if this is a new person that you're going to work for. Maybe this person is going to recognize all of your hard work that you're doing here, and everybody else is a slacker. And you're going to get a promotion because of that. And then this is this card that represents how you feel inside, but this is this transformation. The Death card is all about transformation. And it represents Scorpio. Scorpios can be secretive, which these secret goals that you have. So it's this transformation that you're undergoing. And it's either beginning this month or you're already in the process of it. I'm going to say it's more like you already have started this process because you're already learning these new skills. It's at the foundation of your reading. In your environment is this happiness. Ten of Cups, this happy family. It could be about your family, spending time with your family over the holidays. Whether that's your immediate family, your own spouse and your children, or whether that's your parents and your siblings or your extended family. But it's about happiness and your family that's in your environment. So if you are feeling sad about the holidays or feeling lonely about the holidays, and reach out to your family. At least call them up on the phone. If you can't spend time with them, call them up and wish them happy holidays, wish them a Merry Christmas, or connect with them. And this is your hopes and fears. So the Hierophant this is tradition. This is family traditions. This is traditional religion. This is traditional institutions that govern our society. So that goes into play with this card. And if your goals have to do with education, this would be reflected in education. And Secretary of Education comes to mind. I don't know why. That's a message for somebody. Working in education, working in law, working in politics, working in government, working in some kind of traditional institution, banking, finance, all of that would be reflected here. Now finance I usually see in the Pentacles card, not so much in the Swords. The Swords is more about communication and truth and knowledge, education. So the Hierophant is your hopes and your fears. So it's either maybe you're hoping for some family traditions this year. You're hoping to reconnect with your family, to participate in the family traditions, or you're afraid of it. Maybe you're afraid of those family traditions and you're afraid of confronting your family. If you've set out on some new journey in your life and they don't understand you, that could be a fear here this holiday season. So here's your final outcome, and this is this juggling act. So you might be doing some kind of a juggling act. If you've set some goals for yourself, and you might be juggling 2 jobs, or juggling your home life with work, or juggling your education with your job. Whatever these goals are, it's a juggling act for you. And that's what's showing up in your final outcome, is this juggling act. Taking on 2 things. Maybe it's taking on juggling the different personas of yourself, and being one person with your family and being a different person with your friends, or being a different person at work than you are with your family. And it's juggling those 2 different aspects of your own personality. The Ten of Wands is about a lot of responsibilities. This is having a lot of responsibilities. So if you have undertaken some goals where you are the person that's in charge, then a lot of responsibilities come with that. So there's a lot of responsibilities this month. Now, what I'm seeing in a lot of my readings too, this card has come up in a lot of my readings, is these big sacks of money. So this could be having to take on a second job to pay off your debts because of all of the gifts that you bought for Christmas for your family. And now you have all these responsibilities and juggling a second job so you can pay off your debts. But this is all about responsibility. And then here's this King of Wands. This could be a fire sign. So this would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I don't know what more to say about him. Here's 2 kings. So if this is you taking on some leadership role, the Wands is taking action. So this is in the mind. He's got the education. So this is you acquiring that degree and getting your education, and then this is you acting on it. This is you in your job in that leadership role, and taking action in that leadership role. Or it's another person, or if these are the same man, and they're different qualities of the same man, and there's some man coming into your life. Or it's a juggling act between 2 men. If you're juggling an air sign with a fire sign, and there's nothing here about having to make a choice. I don't see anything about choice, but this could be you juggling 2 different men. So there you go, Virgo. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please comment below. Let us know how this relates to you in your life. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.